Hello everyone, Ryan here. I recently saw Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. It stars Dane DeHaan as Valerian and Cara Delevingne. I'm not really sure how I pronounce her last name. But she stars as Laureline, and it's a pretty cool sci-fi movie. It's supposed to take place sometime in the 28th century, and pretty much Valerian and Laureline, they're a team of special operatives who have been charged with maintaining order throughout various human territories, and then they're then put on assignment from the Minister of Defense, and in order to, I guess, figure out, they have to track down some kind of, I want to say well, in the beginning it's like an unknown threat, and so they go to this city called Alpha, and it's an interesting city because it's originally it started out in the very beginning of the movie. They show when the space station was first made, and then eventually it gets to the point where I guess pretty much every country on planet Earth, they, I guess you could say, perfect space travel. But I guess so this station becomes some kind of welcome wagon, essentially, to everyone who first goes out to explore space, but then it continues to grow from there, and then eventually, I guess, to the point where the first extraterrestrial life forms come into contact with this space station, and then they, I guess, help to grow this space station. They add on to it and essentially add their own ships to it, and then eventually over time more and more different people from different galaxies and planets go and they add on to this space station until eventually it becomes classified as a city. And so then you have all these millions of different beings and entities, life forms, living with each other, cohabitating and mingling and sharing ideas and about all kinds of different things. And so, which in itself, I would say, is definitely an awesome thing just to even think about and try to imagine. So I will say I'm a little disappointed they didn't really focus too much on this city called Alpha. I mean, yeah, they show it, and then there's a lot of mentions of it, but it's not really the main. It's not the main focus of the story of the movie. I will say that most of the acting, to me, is mediocre at best. I wasn't really I mean, even the stars, Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne, they gave okay performances at best, but I kind of felt too much of their performance came off as really cheesy. But then I don't know, unless it was supposed to be kind of cheesy, because after watching this I found out that this is based on a series of comic books. So I don't know if in the comic books characters also happen to come off as cheesy and very comedic, or because there is a comedic element to this as well. It's not just straight up sci-fi, fantasy, action. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was surprised that when this was out in theaters, I remember when I saw the previews of it, it looked pretty cool, but I didn't really hear anything about it. I mean, I didn't hear anything good or bad about it. So, but I'm glad that I was finally able to check it out for myself. And overall, I mean, it was okay. Graphics are definitely awesome. It's just, I definitely felt like the story, in addition to most of the acting being mediocre, I also felt like most of the story also, I don't know, it felt like it might have been rewritten in a hurry, or just there wasn't too much attention paid to detail, or yeah, it's I don't know, it was just, for me, my favorite part, my absolute favorite thing about this movie is just the special effects, the graphics, the CGI stuff. And yeah, I imagine like if this was shown in the theaters, I don't know if they showed a 3D version of this in the theaters or not, but I imagine if they did, that it would have been really awesome to have seen, because this definitely seems like one of those movies that is like tailor-made for the 3D experience, you know, IMAX surround sound, like, kind of experience. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I guess you could kind of say that this does seem like it has a lot of elements that remind you of Star Wars or Star Trek, or possibly like a dozen other sci-fi movies. But yeah, I mean, I guess technically a lot of, when it comes to sci-fi movies, most of them tend to borrow from one another. So, I mean, which I guess in the long run shouldn't really matter that much, but I guess, I don't know, I tend to believe that it only really matters if the movie ends up being crappy. Yeah, that's how I feel. So as far as the rating goes, I'm gonna give this, I would say, like, at the bare minimum, like 7.5, but ultimately 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10. And again, that's mostly because of the awesome special effects, the CGI stuff, and yeah, so. And plus, it's just, you know, like, it's one of those movies that I would recommend watching, like, if you're a big sci-fi fan like me, you know, and you just want to watch something that, you know, just looks awesome, you know, doesn't really have too much substance to it. Well, I guess technically this movie, there is like some kind of philosophical undertones, but nothing major. I mean, definitely not like Star Wars or Star Trek, but, you know, if you just want to watch something that just looks really cool, then yeah, I recommend this. Otherwise, if you're expecting it to be like immensely profound and mind-altering, you will be disappointed. So, yeah. Once again, I give it 8 out of 10. That'll do it for my review of Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. As always, till next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.